Well, that's you're in a precarious position, being a friend, but also having been a partner to so much of that lifestyle. All you guys were. I mean, that was the party was part of the story of the Clique, was it not? Like, could you tell the story of the Clique without the 32 versus 33 Somas, which was a story that we all laughed about, and I laughed with Scott on camera about, which you look back and maybe it has a different tone now. I don't know, but that was part of the story.
Yeah, you know what? It's got to be the first one because he used to always, quote the famous Mickey Mantle line. You know, if I'd known I was going to live this long, I'd take better care of myself. And it's just, that was Scott, and I knew the thing that just was so fucking just was breaking my heart was I knew that mentally I think I'm pretty fucking strong. And the COVID thing was really fucking with me. Like the bottle of wine a night was, I'd take out the fucking recycle. I'd have to put a weight belt on. I mean, fuck, I'm thinking, and the thing with Scott is when Scott's good, fucking, if I call Scott at 2 o'clock in the morning, man, it's like, hello. And all of a sudden it was like never getting, always then I'd get a text back and then, you know, 2 or 3 months go by and the texts wouldn't make sense. And I'd tell him I'd love him and hang in there. And, and it just,
Were you talking on the phone at all, or
yeah,
or
what we're talking, I was trying to.
yeah?
So,
Now his, prior to COVID, years ago, his divorce, I think, was a tough one of the precipitating factors. I don't blame it on one thing, but, um, that was a mountain for him to get over, right?
yeah, I mean, I think, Scott had a very, didn't have a relationship with his father. And I remember his father was in Colorado Springs, I think. His father was a career military guy,
Yeah.
pilot. He was a pilot. And, Scott was, his father was dying, and Scott, went to be at his bedside. And there was there was no closure, no nothing there. And I know that that was like a fucking, I think that if you have in your life, if you have a relationship with anybody, um, and it's frayed, severed, whatever you want to say, and you're hoping you can put it together before time doesn't allow you to. And
Will there ever be another Scott Hall? Such a unique
no,
guy, a talent, worked everywhere, universally regarded as one of the great workers, talkers, had it all.
and the thing was too is like he's so misunderstood. Like so many people, you know, will say he was a dick. He was a prick. I never saw Scott ever walk by a homeless person and not give him money or
Really?
never.
Wow.
No. I just feel blessed that I got to know him.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing
There's
that
there's a few of us that know Scott.
mhm,
The rest of them, he didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck if you liked him, didn't like him.
mhm. That's the thing that's lost in all this very often. I mean, I guess you can't tell the Scott Hall story without the addiction and the story about the pills and the good times
Well, he shot
with
somebody.
yes,
I mean,
that's yeah,
that's
yeah.
the PTSD of that was always. I
Mhm.
used to tell Scott all the time, dude, alcohol's not your problem. It's your solution. Problem is what happened in the back of the fucking dollhouse. That's your problem. Scott's a Christian. Scott fucking to this day, you know, I pray that, there is a heaven. Uh, he just thought that he wasn't going.
Did he ever get any counseling? Any not so I mean, he had rehab. He had the rehab stints, but
I our generation of people, do we fucking get counseling?
I don't know, maybe not, but
Or do we go in and if fucking somebody says something, you get in the car, you go, "Oh, fucking asshole, that fucking person doesn't know shit." Or every time Scott would go to rehab, it'd be like, "Hey, Scott, how's rehab?" Fucking drummer from Holes in here. Man, what a fucking mess. These people are fucking crazy as shit. Like, I'm not so bad at all. I thought I was fucked up until I got in here.
well, maybe that was the therapy, getting into
Remember one
rehab
time,
and seeing everybody else.
I think Kid dropped him off, like one of them. That kid dropped him off, and they were both fucked up, and Scott was saying that this is Scott Hall to Sean, and they're trying to tell Waltman he had to go in, and then fucking Scott was fucking hammered, and the whoever the fuck was it, the administration person looked at him and he said, "Oh, this is a nice start for you." And he goes, "Yeah, I figured this way here, maybe I'd get most improved."
Set the bull.
So,
Well, it was we could talk all day about Scott, and we won't, but, I'm glad you got some of the real stuff in there, the emotion,
yeah.
It's
He loved his kids, you know, and I think he tried the best he could to be the best father. He did, you know, but he loved his daughter, he loved his son.
yeah, yeah. Well, no, it's good to hear. It's good to hear, but and it's good to hear that you guys had an opportunity to talk. I mean, COVID, I mean, you mentioned what the precipitous downfall that
Mm.
COVID caused someone like Scott with the isolation, the forced isolation, and that
Which is the worst thing you can do if you're fucking battling demons.
exactly. That's what I was going to say. He's sitting there alone with all his
Fucking
demons.
Don Quixote.
Yeah, yeah. But listen, your public has questions for you, Kevin.
Cool.
Should we give him a shot at you now? Let's see. Now you can
Yeah.
always ask Kevin. Or let's say ask Nash, because that's what the hashtag is. Ask Nash at on Twitter. And we're gonna be this is episode 1. We'll be giving you guys some opportunities for some live stuff, and we have to work all that out, what our premium shows are gonna be, but we will give you an opportunity to do stuff live with us.
Did we nix that guess your inseam thing?
Guess your inseam? Like, that's you know what? I thought with the
Oh, we know because we just changed it to once a month. We're just going to do cock talk,
yeah, I thought
and it's going to
the
be brought to you
dying
by Norm Macdonald.
the dying sentiments of the Clique to Scott Hall erased any levity about cock that I had for you. The transition into the Twitter thing